Hi guys, welcome to the channel of Health and Speech. My name is Danetta Davis, owner and SLP. Today I'm going to discuss problems that can occur in the oral phase of swallowing and the respective muscle groups and cranial nerves that are affected. Now this video is going to be detailed and therefore I'm going to create a series of videos to cover all of the topics because it's just a lot of information. This video will only include the significance and pathology of the lips in regards to dysphagia. Now, dysphagia is a medical term for a swallowing impairment, and there are a few causes. However, it's mostly due to neurological damage. Think of subsequent swallowing difficulties after having a stroke or from a neurodegenerative disease like Parkinson's, MS, or dementia. There are three phases of swallowing: the oral, the pharyngeal, and the esophageal phase. In the oral phase of swallowing, the goal is to prepare what you just put into your mouth, right, what you're consuming, into a small appropriate portion called a bolus that is safe to swallow. So the lips, the teeth, the jaw, the tongue, the cheeks, and the hard and soft palate are all prominent structures that are involved. Now, believe it or not, the lips play a significant role to ensure the safety of swallowing. They help to create and maintain a seal at the front of your mouth, which is essential for building air pressure and maintaining suction in the oral cavity. When your lips form a tight seal, it prevents air from escaping from the front of the mouth. This oral pressure is manipulated by other important structures such as the tongue and the soft palate. When the tongue presses against the hard palate or roof of the mouth, the soft palate lifts to close off the nasal passage. This traps air in the mouth and creates positive air pressure to assist in descending the food or liquid from the posterior back of the oral cavity into the pharynx, the throat area, and subsequently into the esophagus. Interestingly, when your tongue is lowered and a small opening is created in between your lips, such as when you introduce a straw into your mouth, you create a vacuum, which is negative air pressure. And this vacuum allows you to suck from a straw. So now that you have a general idea of how the lips are involved and why they are important, let's discuss some pathology. We have 12 cranial nerves of the body, and 6 are directly involved in swallowing. These are cranial nerve 5, the trigeminal nerve, cranial nerve 7, the facial nerve, cranial nerve 9, the glossopharyngeal nerve, cranial nerve 10, the vagus nerve, cranial nerve 11, the spinal accessory nerve, and lastly, cranial nerve 12, the hypoglossal nerve. Now, the muscles of the lips are innervated by cranial nerve 7, the facial nerve. These muscle groups include the orbicularis oris, which allows you to pucker your lips so you can give your loved ones a nice big kiss, and the zygomaticus major, which allows you to move your lips upward and outward like you're smiling. This is where it's really, really important, so definitely pay attention right now. Any damage to the pons area of the brain, I'll include an image on the screen now, which is where the facial nerve originates, can cause the facial nerve to lose its innervation and subsequently cause the muscle groups that it innervates to become atrophied or weakened with lack of muscular use. Symptoms of poor facial nerve innervation that you would observe at home would include decreased taste sensation to the front of your tongue, imprecise articulation, slurring of your words, a visual drooping of the lips or face in general, inability to raise your eyebrows, inability to smile or blow a kiss, inability to strip food with your lips from a spoon, pocketing of food in your mouth, or a lot of food residue remaining in the oral cavity when you're eating, or even leakage of food or liquid from your mouth onto your chin or even lower. Now, working with me as your speech language pathologist, I always do a cranial nerve assessment, especially if any neurological disorders are present or neurological events such as a TBI or stroke have occurred. Because the thing is, you can treat a symptom, but you need to first treat the etiological cause, right? What's causing the symptom? And symptom or symptoms. In this case, if you are seeing any of those symptoms, there is a 99% chance of cranial nerve damage. Now, how do we treat this? I'm going to create an extensive video regarding neuromuscular electrical stimulation, which is NMES for short. It's too long for me to continue to say, so I'm going to say NMES. I do have a video now on my page from the founders of AmpCare. However, I'm going to create an easy to understand and also detailed video like this, explaining the tremendous benefits of using NMES, because it's really important. It's like the best treatment if you have dysphagia. Essentially, how you would treat this is to get that cranial nerve stimulated, either the facial or the trigeminal, right? And in this case, we're talking about the facial nerve. You're going to get that cranial nerve, that facial nerve stimulated via an external electrical stimulating source to get those subsequent muscle groups contracting while performing a set of exercises to increase the strength of that atrophied muscle. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below in the comment box. You can also email me at info@healthandspeech.com if it regards potential speech therapy services. That email, it's HIPAA compliant, so you can disclose relevant information with no worries. I am a traveling home-based adult speech language pathologist. I provide services across Long Island with a developing caseload on Staten Island. So if you need services and you are within those two areas, please don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. All right, guys, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the second part where I'm going to discuss the significance and pathology of the tongue relating to dysphagia. Have a good one, guys.